how to find like-minded people in the environment that you're in the community that you're in, wherever that you are now. You might be struggling to find people that think like you, people that want the same things like you, that have the same ambition as you. So how do you find these people, and how can you relate to them? So number one thing, I'll tell you an example about myself before I even actually start answering this question, how to find like-minded people. The first thing that you want to do is to be comfortable around the success that you want. Learn to be comfortable around the successful people that you want to be around with before you want to associate yourselves with them. So think of it this way. Why would someone that's more successful than you want to be around you? In most cases, people that are more successful than you are looking for other people that are more successful than them to hang around. So why would they want to associate themselves with you? And also, how can you be comfortable in a situation that is naturally uncomfortable for you? How can you get to a situation where that's uncomfortable and you want to be comfortable in that situation? When I first, wanted to become wealthy, I knew I wanted to become wealthy, but I had this other friend of mine, Leslie, very, very great individual. We were good friends, and until a certain point in our lives, we started parting ways. The biggest reason why we started parting ways was because he was becoming so successful, so much faster than me, and I started feeling uncomfortable around him. And that's what happens in most cases, where you get into an environment and you want, or other people that are successful, more successful than you, are around you, and you can feel like you don't belong. So how do you put yourself in a situation where you basically feel like you belong there and you feel comfortable around them? That's what you first have to work around. So before you find the like-minded people, start working on yourself so much that you become so comfortable with being in that situation. Being in a situation where you have achieved less, or being in a situation where you earn less or you make less than other people. So firstly, it's an inside job. How do you, before meeting these people, how do you feel like you deserve to be there? Because it's one thing to get to a place and you meet these people, but now you don't know or you don't feel like you belong in that position. And I felt like that with a couple of situations. I felt like that with a couple of people, that like other people that were making like 30, 40, 50 times even more than me. And I have to be in a conversation with them. I have to associate myself with them. So how did I basically get to a point where I'm comfortable enough to know that, you know what, these people, just like me, they have flaws. These people, just like me, they have mistakes that they've done in the past, things that they're working on now, and things that they want to improve. So just realizing that these people are just as human as you, and they want growth also, the same way that you want growth, they want growth. So how can you add value to these people that you want to be around with, so that it doesn't feel you don't feel alienated being around those people? So work around being comfortable with yourself, being comfortable with your skills, and also working to add value to other people that are more successful than you, so that when you're in the situation, you don't feel like you are less of, or you don't feel inferior in any way. So the aim, when you want to be with like-minded people, the first thing that you should do is work on yourself, so that when you get there, you don't feel like alienated and you want to go back to the environment that you are used to already. And the other thing about finding like-minded people is social media. Use social media to your advantage. You can already see other people that are more successful than you, or other people that are doing things that you want to do. Others are not accessible, but there is some of those people that will be accessible to you, people that will communicate with you, and people that want you in their circle, So try to be in their circle. sometimes you might not even see them or meet them, but you being exposed to their messages makes you more or less like them, or makes you have the mentality that they have, because you're able to see what they're sharing, what they're doing, and how they're living their lives. And also, finding like-minded people doesn't have to be physical. You don't have to be physically there with the person that you want to be like, So when they say you're an average of 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with. So the most amount of time that you can spend with a person is not just on one-on-one. You can spend a lot of time with a person using YouTube. You can spend a lot of time with a person using social media, Facebook, Instagram, what their content consuming their content to make sure that you better yourself. So doesn't mean one-on-one every single time that you have to meet with the people that you want to be like-minded with. Sometimes you will meet those people, but using social media, using Facebook, using YouTube. And the other thing that you can do to meet like-minded people is to not be afraid to spend money to be with those people. So spend money by going to seminars, presentations, searching for webinars where you can basically get information about these people and learn from these people, and basically start acting the way you see them acting, mimicking or modeling their behavior to become successful. So if you want other like-minded people, the other way that you can do is basically going to seminars, presentations, and basically meeting them and maybe even do something for them, I've had situations where in our seminars where someone says, "No, man, I'd like to buy you coffee and we want to discuss this." And I don't mind speaking to someone else that maybe has not achieved certain things in their lives, but because they have the initiative and because they came to one of my presentations, I'm more willing to set an appointment with them and say, okay, let's meet, let's see what we can work on, come to our offices, let's see what we can basically work on, or what do you have as an idea. So the best way to meet other people that are like-minded, go to presentations, engage with them. If you can get an email from them. Sometimes they might not even give you the phone number. Send them an email and don't even ask for anything, You can ask them, what can I add into your life? What can I add value? How much value? What can I do? This is something that I'm doing now. I'm a photographer. Can I do this for you? Can I paint for you? Can I, So what value can you add to that person? And it has to be aligned with their goals. So what value can you add to that person that's aligned to their goals? So start thinking that way in order for you to meet other like-minded people and to engage with them on a continuous basis. And also, do not be afraid of paying for this person's time, this person's resources, or this person's experience. A lot of people have this worry of basically paying for coaching. A lot of people have this worry for paying for advice. Think of it this way. If you want to go to university, you want to spend, let's say, $150 each and every year for these varsity professors to basically help you. It can be $40,000, $50,000 plus accommodation, plus food, plus the other needs that you're going to need. So let's say it's $100,000 to $150,000 that you're going to need as a student. If you want to be successful, you have to spend that money for that varsity education. And it's the same with success in business. If you want to be successful in business, you have to be willing to take that risk and say, I'm going to spend $10,000 to be a friend of this person, or I'm going to spend $50,000 to be a friend with that person. So once you show that commitment, when you show that commitment to the relationship, that person is more willing to accept you in their cycle because they know you will do whatever it takes. You will basically do whatever that they're coaching you to do. You'll take action. So don't be afraid to spend money to be with that person. It's just maybe sometimes they need, or most of the time they need the money less than they need you to act. But if you don't act as someone that's going to be successful, chances are they're not going to be willing to assist you because you do not want to invest within yourself, So those are things that you can do to basically meet like-minded people. If you like any of these points, write them down. What clicked with you, what resonated with you, write it down on the comment section below and tag someone that can benefit from this message. But otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.